Hi, I'm Steve Myers, candidate for mayor. Welcome to today's Myers Message. Right here in Tiger Stadium earlier this season, the Tigers beat the Tigers of Towson State by 16 points. The point spread was 50 points. After that game, I was shocked. Shocked to find out there was betting going on in this town.
Shocked to find out there was betting going on in this town on that game. Earlier in the season, a controversial call in a pro game with Green Bay and I believe Seattle also had the bettors up in arms. More than $250 million, I'm told, was reversed as a result of that call. Now, I would like to talk to you about a modest proposal that I think we should consider. Research shows that $3 billion a year, $3 billion a year is wagered in Nevada alone, and more than $380 billion, almost a half a trillion in some estimates, through illegal and offshore means on sports betting. In conjunction with my fresh eyes approach to issues where everything is on the table, I'm going to suggest that the amount of money bet on football games, including the Super Bowl, March Madness, and so forth, that maybe it's time for Baton Rouge and the state of Louisiana to get a piece of the pie by studying the implementation of sports books here in the capital city. At least to let the people talk about it and consider sending it to the people to get their response. You know, I know it's a controversial issue. A lot of factors go into it, but it needs to be discussed in the open, not in smoke-filled back rooms. I've actually looked at the issue, and there's some guidelines that could be put in place that would take the activity out of the shadows. I would recommend that you look at the state of New Jersey and what they're doing. Consider these points. We're talking about $500 billion of betting. Number two, it's happening anyway. The money is just going elsewhere. Number three, there are moral issues, but my position is a moral issue like this should be left to the individual and not determined by the government. I mean, it's betting. It goes on in the Catholic Church, at the bingo halls, and in the raffles. Number four, the only places betting would be allowed would be in the licensed areas such as casinos, which already handle a variety of gaming issues such as horse racing and track betting. Number five, the betting would only be in person. Number six, the so-called temptation or scandal of potential nefarious conduct of fixing games, well, that threat is really already there, maybe more so with illegal gambling. Number seven, most important perhaps, is it won't affect our boys. Betting on local teams, state teams, games played in the state would be prohibited. So you might be able to place a bet on a game that was occurring in Alabama, but you wouldn't be able, here in Louisiana, but you wouldn't be able to bet on the Tigers or the Jags if they were playing in town on Saturday night. Also, this is essentially a voluntary tax, which is one reason I like it. Much like the lottery, instead of taxing people and confiscating their money with programs like the red light cameras, you have people who are voluntarily and cheerfully giving their money over to the state in what I call a voluntary tax. Yes, there's legal hurdles. There is a federal law. I'm a lawyer. I'm aware of the Professional Amateur Sports Protection Act of 1991. But New Jersey is challenging this act, and it's coming up this December, and we need to keep our eye on that. I'm not sure that an activity should be legal under federal law in one state, Nevada, or several other states, and not legal in another. New Jersey believes that the act is unconstitutional. They were sued by the NCAA and the pro leagues, and that suit is scheduled to be decided coming up as early as this December, so we should keep our eye on it. What their position is that they don't want the federal government deciding whether they should have this type of betting in New Jersey. And I believe the same thing is true for Louisiana. We don't want the federal government deciding what the local people should decide are their options concerning this issue. It's really more like a states' rights and 10th Amendment issue as much as it is a gambling or a gaming issue. So my point is, am I for it? Maybe, maybe not. But I do think it's something that we should look at and study the possibilities, look at the hurdles in the Louisiana Constitution and the statutory hurdles, and consider the vast amount of money that we may be able to bring in as a result of legalizing something that is already happening. In the meantime, this Saturday, take the Saints and spot the points. Come back tomorrow for another Myers Message.